Hello Shell Buddies and welcome back to the Yeshway Bijou channel. Today we're going to scope out Pass-A-Grille. We're going to go talk about what it looks like on the drive-in, about parking, and what it looks like out on the beaches just in time for the Come Shell With Me event on July 20th. Worst time of the year, worst time of the month, worst time of the day. And still found stuff. So if you haven't been to Pass-A-Grille in a while, or you've never been there before, today's video will sort of help you navigate where it is that we're going to be meeting up and going shelling at. You want to be also on the Park mobile app. So if you're coming to the event on Saturday, go ahead and get that loaded on your phone. Park Mobile is an app that lets you pay by phone with your cell phone and your card so that you don't have to carry cash or keep going back and feeding a parking meter or anything like that. So around Pass-A-Grille, there are going to be signs that say Park Mobile and a zone in there. So you won't know what zone it is that you're doing until you actually park and find the sign for your zone that you're in. So I hope that helps explain that a little. But go ahead and get Park Mobile loaded on your phone prior to. Also, there are going to be 3 different kinds of spots around Pass-A-Grille. You have parking along the Gulf side, parking along the Bay side, and then there's side streets that connect. Some of them have parking on them and some of them don't. Some of the spaces say permit. Those are for the residents of the area only, so don't park there because you'll get a ticket or towed. You're looking for the spaces that have either a number in them or nothing at all. Now here's a little quick note about today's scouting trip. I kind of went when I did sort of to prove a point a little bit. All right, let me explain. Number 1, summer shelling is known to be slower than winter shelling. Number 2, middle of the lunar cycle is not as good shelling as toward the full moon happens to be. And particularly on Pass-A-Grille, high tide shelling nowhere near as good as low tide shelling. So I went out there, worst time of the year, worst time of the month, worst time of the day. And still found stuff. And so did a lot of other people too. So let's get out there and go take a look at Pass-A-Grille's Paradise Grille area for shelling. Head left for Pass-A-Grille. Turn right, Treasure Island, Sunset Beach. Let's take a look over here at the Don Caesar. Been under construction for a while. Not really sure if it's a service elevator or what they've been building over there, but moving along quite nicely. Just about done with that. And the Don Caesar, in case you don't know, is Instagram famous. A lot of people have recreated shots in front of that particular hotel. Historical building, been around a long time. Yeah, cool walkway over, kind of. All the parking's over there. Now up here by the Don Caesar, there's not much for beach houses, okay? So when you turn this way, I mean, yeah, you could see the ocean in between people's homes and stuff like that, but there's no parking, there's no walkways, there's, dunes. Now if you stay on this road, it's going to take you all the way to the bottom of the peninsula with the dog beach on your left-hand side and Islands End Resort directly in front of you. That's on the bay side of the peninsula. For Come Shell With Me, we are headed over to the Gulf side of the peninsula. So you're going to see me turn here in a few minutes. This is a corner of Pass-A-Grille Way and 21st Avenue, and the furthest up parking you can get is if you take a right here. But if we're going to be at Paradise Grille, we need to be down a little bit further. Alright, so my GPS is telling me to turn on 10th. That's 15th right there. Alright, let's see here. This is 12. Can I turn up 12? I think I can. Not really sure I should have. I got a crane over here moving stuff. Golly. Alright, well this might be a little tight slide through here, but I think I can do it. Let's get tinted. Okay. Alright, well here's Paradise Grille. And right there across the street with that big metal roof, that's the Hurricane. Right here is Paradise Grille. And I'm just going to freeze frame that so you can go ahead and get your bearings and kind of see where it is that we're going to. Notice how the building is kind of hidden by the palms. Alrighty. Normally I start out right at the very south end tip of Pass-A-Grille Point. And today, I'm over here by Paradise Grille, and that's where I'm gonna head from. Now, if you got a sharp eye and you're interested in them, you know what all those are. Those raw fossil shells. Now, before we actually get kind of started here, I do want to remind you, if you are planning on attending, to please go sign up at the event page on Facebook in Eshwe Bijou and Eshwe Bijou's Shell Buddies. One of those two places will get you to the link to the event. If you'll go ahead and sign up, those that are signing up in advance, I'm bringing a special gift just for you. My Facebook page is called Eshwe Bijou's Shell Buddies. I'll go ahead and put it in here on the screen so you can see what it looks like. And here you can take a look at the event and see what's going on. We've already got people coming, already got people saying they're interested. So come on down, have a good time. We should have a blast out there that evening and see a beautiful, beautiful sunset. You can head on over to my Facebook page, my personal Eshwe Bijou page, or Eshwe Bijou Shell Buddies page. There's an event on both of those posted so that you can sign up and let me know how many goodies I need to bring for the giveaways. Ooh. Paradise Grille is a really cute building. It's brightly colored yellow and some other colors on there. But as you're approaching it down the street, it's a little tough to see because it's sort of hidden by dunes and trees, people's cars. So the best landmark to look for to know that you're in the right spot is actually the Hurricane, which we're going to see at the corner here in just a second. All right, to give you your bearings here, this is 9th Avenue, that's 10th. I came across at 12th so that I had a chance to get at some of the parking that's over here in front. Right there is the Hurricane, famous for their roof deck bar, among other things. Brass Monkey just down there. And these some of these little side streets in between things are shops and all kinds of little stuff. And all that stuff is open, even with the project going on. Up here by Paradise Grille, you actually don't see any signs of it really. I mean, it's still much further down the strip than where we're at. So just to show you Paradise Grille. Oh, this is cool. You didn't even see this sign, this is new. Pass-A-Grille Beach Nourishment. Storms took our beach, we're putting it back. Another $5.8 million in the effort to save the St. Pete beaches in Pinellas County. Not just St. Pete, Bennington, Indian Shores, a bunch of places. So Pass-A-Grille is adorable. Paradise Grille area is cute. They have little artsy shows out here sometimes on the weekends. Now your changing rooms for everything are over here behind the grill. And then where all the umbrellas are, that's where you can sit and eat. And there's the little Paradise Grille is right there. You can see with the white planking in front of it. And they have breakfast, they have lunch, they have all kinds of stuff. Right over here, beach toy library. So if you didn't bring any toys, you can borrow some toys and bring them back, which is pretty cute. Oh, and a total thing here at Pass-A-Grille, we've got the covered picnic tables, but the Adirondack chairs in all the tropical colors. I really like that one over there in the orange and yellow between the blue and the green because the back of it looks like a surfboard. You can rent paddleboards here. And let's see. You can see down the beach quite a ways, but I can also see the equipment moving too. It's unfortunate the palm tree and the mangroves didn't make it, but after the damage from a dahlia and the replacement of the dunes and then losing some of that too, some of the things that were in the dunes sort of took a battering. And that is why they are doing that big renourishment down below us. But, well, actually, that's a small one. The big one is going to come when they do the rest of this stretch, if they get their approvals, which, as we know from some of our updates, seems to be a little difficulty in getting that accomplished. And more parking lot fossils and shells all over the way by here. Alright, so there's our dredge. Things are blocked off at the above dune crossover, so yeah. Still can't go down that way. Doesn't look like there's pumping happening right now, actually. We'll get down there a little later and check on things, see what's going on. This is Paradise Grille. And the Paradise Grille seawall. And I have seen the waves coming over these stairs in the past during the storm, so just to let you know, water does get up here sometimes. It very frequently gets on that sidewalk there. So sometimes there's shells right on that sidewalk. The sand has started piling up here on the other side of this seawall. At one point, the top of this concrete was level with my head. Now it'll look like maybe level with my hips, my knees, somewhere around there. So sand moves around here all the time. But this whole stretch is going to get renourished if they get the approvals for everything. So from above where they're working down there now to right up here, above here. And as you can see, we got seaweed and rack lines here on the beach all over the place. Let's go get down there. There's the little rinse station and this ramp, which is a lot easier than try to go over the seawall. And boy, we've had some rain in the last few days, and look at it. It's just, stuff is getting carved up just from the rains. Alright, so this is the little sidewalk that goes around the front. And there we go. We'll be on the other side of the seawall in just a second. Seriously, the last time we were here and shelled this, that seawall was level with my shoulders and head. That's now at my knees. I could have been down the stairs and gone that way. Actually, I'm just not used to that being a possibility. So on this side of this seawall, I have found a lot of alternate talons here. Some cute smalls, a couple baby horse conchs, a couple of speckled talons over the last 2 years. Oh, somebody lost a dinosaur. Now maybe they're still around. I'll put him up on the wall. He has initials on him, ARG. Ooh, and there's a nice egg cockle too, I think. Oh yeah, look at that. How cool and old and discolored. Nice. Alright, we'll put this guy up on the seawall. What else is up here? Some arcs and some prickly cockles and slipper snails. Alright, so we have a bit of a rack line here for the mid, and then a bigger rack line up there that's got a lot of seaweed and stuff in it. So there will be shells mixed in with sand and seaweed there. And there will be stuff mixed into the sand here too. Oh, what a cutie pie. There's a little Sunray Venus clam. It's already got a little hole drilled in for me too. Nice. And this just gives you an idea, kind of what I was talking about a minute ago. There's all kinds of little shells here with the sand. All kinds of little grit and pieces. Boy, I'll be darned if that don't look like a tooth. Maybe a barracuda tooth, actually. Hang on a second. Let's put that in here and see. It's sharp, that's for sure. I'll have to check that out when I get home. Alright. So that's what we've got here. Some smalls and other things all kind of jumbled up in everywhere. And we've been in this mid-tide pattern for a few days. So you see it, which goes down, it comes up, it goes down here, and then comes up this way. Now right here closest to Paradise Grille, there is a lot more people because this is where all the parking is and where the restaurant is. I think I'm going to do a little better further up. Oh, got a buttercup lucine here. It's a little faded. Got a nice feel to it though. There's a scallop. Little chip, that's okay because that's going to be earrings anyway. Awesome. You're going to see a lot of this. Seaweed jumbled up with sand, jumbled up with shells. Got a slipper snail there, crossbarred Venus, little baby prickly cockle, piece of a fighting conch. So there's some common stuff here. Let's see what we find a little further up. There's a broad-ribbed cardita. That one's nice. It's a piece of a sea urchin. What do we got there? It's a white Atlantic semele. Oh, staying a little old, but that is what that is. Cool, I like this shell. Just the top, what a heartbreaker. That's the top off of an alphabet. Oh boy, the inside of that's really neat. What we got over here? Things are starting to change a little. Piece of a horse conch. That's a jingle. It's a big piece of a whelk. Not sure what that is. What do we got down here? Ooh. Top off of a moon maybe, or a whelk. I love the colors. So muted and soft. I like that. That's good. Okay, I just found the shells. I'm standing on them. Now, of course, this is mid-tide, not low tide, so they're underwater. When we come out here for come shell with me, we're going to have a -2. I am out, or a -4, actually, I think. Right now, I am at 1.1, maybe 1.2, heading up to over 2 feet. So, yeah, there's some extra water here. There's a shelf right where I'm standing. I don't know if we'll be able to see it unless the water really pulls back. But there's all kinds of stuff right at my feet, scrunching away. There's a little auger with a hermit crab. Hi, little friend. You wanna come say hello? Oh, hello. Hi. Aren't you cute? Cool. All right, we'll put you back, buddy. And look at all this stuff tumbling around in here. Now it's hitting. I mean, it just got me up to the waist, so. and it's deep. But this will also be exposed or pushed up in the higher rack when we're coming. So that's a good sign. A lot of stuff in here. So it's crazy here right now because it's pushing toward high tide, not anywhere near low tide. And again, with the water lower on Come Shell With Me Day, this is going to be a lot easier than it is right now. Good grief. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, that's a little too rough. No thank you. But there's a bunch of stuff in there though. I can feel it all hitting my walker and feet. What do we got here? There's a base scallop. Sure. There's a sunray Venus. Oh, he's broken. Like that base scallop though. Cool shade of gray. Bigger sunray Venus. Well, he's a little worse for the wear. I already have better ones at home that are clean, so we'll leave him. There's an olive down there. Cute little olive. The little end of his tip is missing, but that's okay. What else do we have over here? Surf clam and a calico clam and a quahog and a boca moon. Some scallops. Yeah, there's stuff up in this rock line. Alright, well, let's begin over here, closest to me. Cute little prickly cockle. He's nice. And then, got the calico clam, surf clam. And this here is our little quahog. Actually, I don't know if it is a quahog. It might be a Princess Venus. It feels pretty light for the size of it, not as thick. That's how you tell the two of them apart. Otherwise, they're pretty close. Alright, though. What else we got over here? Baby surf clam with some discoloration. Scallop. And there's a bay and another bay. Where did I see that broken moon? Yeah, there he is. Oh, he's really rough. He's been around a long time. Slipper snail there. So yeah. Came up a little further. Got away from the restaurant. A couple different things up here. Like that orange jingle. Cool. Ooh, yellow cockle too. Nice. Yeah, that's a good one. Lovely little yellow cockle. Just gonna pan around and kind of show what's in the high rock lines as we get above Paradise Grille. Another quahog or princess. That one feels heavier. That feels like a quahog. There's a pretty little scallop. We've got arcs all through here and crossbarred Venuses. That's all that yellow and kind of pinkish purple color all over the place is those guys. And the prickly cockles. A number of those here too. Wow. That's a nice one. That one too. A little piece of a lightning well. Look how pretty. Oh, just a piece, but a pretty piece though. Nice. Cut that down into a pennant for sure. That's gorgeous. And there's some slightly bigger stuff, including fighting conchs, kind of mixed up in this little edge line here. Let's get a little lower and take a look. Oh, a yellow jingle. And a piece of plastic. Take that. But yeah, there's a fighting conch. There's a fighting conch. There's one. There's one. There's a piece of one. There's a broken one. I would recommend maybe bringing a scooper sifter of some sort. Day of. This stuff looks like it might be worth going through. There's a nice little piece of a worm snail. And a little spiny jewel box. Okay. And rocks, like pieces of rocks. What in the world? Another fighting conch busted all up. So yeah, this was at the edge of where the high tide was. So stuff kind of got pushed in here and buried with a little sand from the looks of things. There's a pretty calico. Lovely. Pretty colors on that one. Nice back. There's a flock of birds flying into the sunset. Here we got a cutie pie, little fighting conch juvie, and a buttercup lucine. It's a nice yellow and orange there. Oh, and a little baby moon. Right on. Beautiful little calico scallop here. And look at this. Cool piece of a worm snail coiled up onto something else. But I'm not sure what the something else is. Looks like it could be a rock. Piece of a rock there. Oh, broken up fighting conch there. Yeah, this flat spot where between the tide levels, it's kind of got a lot of stuff in it. There's a scallop. One of the princess ones. It's way, way lighter than a quahog. And there's a Sunray Venus. And a yellow jingle. There's a chunk of coral. Old spiny. So even at high tide, bleh, middle of the month conditions in summer, I'm still finding shells of PassAGrille. I love this place. I do. And as you can see, I'm kind of maybe about a third of the way to where the Don Caesar is. Maybe not quite that far. Probably not quite that far, because that roof line over there with the small umbrellas is where Paradise Grille is, and I can still see the dredge equipment way off in the distance. So, but yeah, as I'm moving north, things are changing and looking different. All different kinds of stuff all over the place. Oh, I see two little yellow jingles right close by to each other. This one and this one. Nice. You know, I'm not seeing a lot of is augers and serrats. I'm a little surprised about that. Thought there'd be a few of those out here. Kind of looking for some. Oh, wow, I turned around and there's more yellow jingles. It's a little yellow zone over here. Huh. Yeah, there's one there. Oh, there's two there, an orange, another yellow, another yellow, another yellow, another yellow, another yellow, another, and another. A whole yellow jingle family over here. Now from a crafting standpoint for me, I haven't done a lot with jingles, but I've been saving a bag to make a little, like a wind chime out of them. So I've been holding on to a few of them for a while for that. Most of these are a little too small to do that with, but I just wanted to pick up all these yellow ones in one handful. This is so unusual to see so many of them in that color together. Ooh, that's a piece of a corrugate jewel box, I think. That's pretty too. It's like a little handful of sunshine. All right. Right in the middle, see it? An alternate telling. Haha. Super, super thin and fragile. Oh, there's a white Atlantic simile too. So it's interesting. Shingles, similes, and a telling. And there's a seraph. First and only otter I picked up had a hermit crab. I wonder if this guy's empty. Seems to be. Alright. We got a white Atlantic simile, an alternate telling, and a dark seraph. Oh, and what a cute little calico clam. Oh, so sweet. This nice yellow prickly. Lovely. What colors on these guys? Fabulous. Oh, whoa. Bam. Wow, look at that. Color on that's beauty. Beautiful. What a lot of nice yellow things here today so far. This is fun. That looks like a Dulcinea. It is. That's a Dulcinea clam there. This is the elegant as opposed to the disc. And no way. Oh. Are you empty, baby? Let's look. Ah, crown conch, a little juvenile crown conch, and what a beautiful shell. Look at the colors on that. Very nice. Cute little crown conch. Oh, there's another Dulcinea right by me. Ooh, there's fun stuff over here. Well, that is a Dulcinea. There's a nice sunray Venus. Ooh, and some plastic. Get rid of that too. And a little itty bitty bitty scallop. Yeah, a little tiny prickly cockle. And miniature scallop is so tiny. Look how small that is. And this nice sunray Venus. Awesome. Hey, a sailor's ear. And a pretty scallop with some nice orange stripes. Nice. Let's rinse the scallop. Aw, that's gorgeous. Very cool. Oh, calico scallop. And a sailor's ear. The channel duck clam. There we go. Another little calico clam. Nice. Okay, so things keep changing. I go through pockets of different stuff, but there's consistently a rack line all the way as I just keep going north. So for Come Shell With Me Day, go on up as far as you like. But I'm here in the middle of July, in the middle of the tide cycle with a half moon or new moon situation where we're not on a big tide swing. I'm here at a mid-pushing high tide, which is not the greatest time to shell, and I'm still finding stuff. So if you could find stuff here in those conditions, then closer to a full moon with a negative low tide, we should have a really fun time out here. Now I am going to make my way back over to Paradise, and we're going to explore the south side of it a little bit. Then we'll check on the dredge project. Oh, look at the little brother. He's so cute. Woo! There's another alternate telling. Awesome. Oh, there's some big jingles here. Look at this one. Nice. Making their jingly noise. Over here. Beautiful. A lot of pretty yellow things today. Oh, speaking of yellow, there goes a buttercup lucine. I'll catch them in a minute. Got a sunray Venus. Nice little calico clam, or scallop rather. Now that buttercup came this direction. I see it. Hello, little buttercup. And there's our little buttercup lucine. One of those imperial, or princess rather, Venus or cohogs, but feels like the princess, much thinner. Piece of corrugated jewel box there. And a prickly cockle. We got over here, oh, a turkey wing, nice. It was a little surf worn, but that's okay. I like those. Great shadow box shell. Okay, right now I'm directly behind Paradise Grille. You can see a little place where you can order food, all the tables, all the cool Adirondack chairs with the surfboard shaped backs, super fun. And you can see a bunch more of the grass has washed in at me since I got here. I'm going to check out south of Paradise Grille, work our way down toward where the dredging is going on, and then we will head over to the dog beach. Okay, a little harder to stretch this, show this stretch of beach rather. A lot more folks park here and bring their gear on, so you can see all the tents, the chairs and everything. That's because the beach access over the dune is right there, and then over here. So this stretch of the beach, I don't typically show because there's just a ton of people here. Now, interestingly, I haven't been shelling over here just because I usually go down on the other side of the rocks or the other side of the peninsula. There's a bunch of people out here in the water shelling with snorkels, scoops, and bags. And they're all holding bags of stuff. Now remember that it is pushing to high tide right now. And it's not going to be low tide until like 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. So if folks are having good look out here with their snorkels and their bags, I would recommend go ahead and bring that equipment with you on come shell day. I will bring mine. Alright, I've moved further south now. Now I'm just above where they've got the beach blocked off for the project. The sand here on the beach doesn't feel quite as hard packed as some of the other spots I was walking. I'm not sure if that means that the new pump sand is moving around or what. A lot of people snorkeling with bigger... now these folks are out here snorkeling and they keep returning to their blanket. Let's take a peek at the stuff they've been finding. Ooh, I see a horse conch and olives, a lot of fighting conchs, some of the Van Heining's cockles, the giant Atlantic cockles. Yep, they're doing well over here. Oh, we've got a nice big whelk too. That's a beauty. Heck yeah. So, the shells are here. They're not as easy to get to at high tide in the middle of the moon cycle maybe. But if I can find stuff in the worst possible conditions, in the worst month, at the worst time of day, and if I can find shells and other folks can find shells too, then we should have a fantastic night here for Come Shell with me on July the 20th, starting at 4:30. Gonna meet up by Paradise Grille and just walk this stretch beach between lots of area to roam and explore. Lots to find, lots to do, places to eat, places to get drinks, even a dog beach. Pass-A-Grille has a little something for everybody, and hopefully on the 20th it's going to have shells for everybody. Well, this is recently washed in. It's still in the rack line and still quite damp. Somebody threw this up here out of the ocean. So there are remnants of very, very big shells here, guys. I have seen below the rocks last summer. I saw people snorkeling out over there and bringing out horse conchs the size of my forearm. Just huge whelks. We've found big live ones there that are 7 or 8 inches long at least, if not bigger. So this is usually a fun spot for all kinds of good times. Alright, well, you guys are either on lunch break or finished part of something, because everything looks pretty quiet over here. I don't see the dredge actually pumping at the moment, but I do see a mountain of sand has been added over here. A lot, which is good. We needed it pretty badly. Now I also see, I think, something happening on the other side of the rocks with the barge. Alright, time to go back and get the cart. Go take a look.
Well, now that we've looked at some of the Gulf side of Pass-A-Grille, let's take a quick scoot over to the Dog Beach side on the bay side of the peninsula. From the Dog Beach side, you can actually go around the bottom of the Pass-A-Grille Peninsula and make it over behind where the rocks are. The access from the Gulf side to the rocks is blocked. But coming in from the Dog Beach side, you can go all the way around the bottom end, which will only take you 10, 15 minutes, not even. I mean, it takes me like 20 and I'm pokey. So you can do it probably in half that amount of time. So you go around the bottom end by Dog Beach or behind Islands End Resort and the condos, and you'll end up kind of on the other side of where their snow fencing, beach fencing is to block access to the rock jetty. But you can still get into the spot where we go shell behind the rocks as long as you come in from the Dog Beach side.
There is some of Gator's equipment still there, but the barge that they had that was across the way, I don't see it over there anymore. And I thought I saw it on the other side of the rocks. So, I'm gonna head down here to the bottom and see if we can't scope out what's going on. Indeed, the barge is kind of out in the channel. Go from the Dog Beach side, head over to the rocks, see what we can see. But first we need a parking spot. All right, I'm over here at the dog beach side at Pass-A-Grille now. Just after 1 o'clock. Blisteringly hot. A lot of people have picked up and left because the heat is getting to be a bit much. I think we're heading toward 110 today with the index, so. It is also just about high tide, as you can see. There's not much beach over here at the dog beach. And where I would normally be looking for shells, I'm now in water that's up to my calves. So I'm not really coming over here to shell so much because at high tide it's very difficult with these currents to be in the water. But I do want to come over here and see what's going on with these barges. Okay. Yeah, sand is filling the bottom end of Pass-A-Grille in at the dog beach and over here behind Islands Inn Resort. There's even more sand than the last time I was here. I have a sneaking suspicion, and I cannot verify that, but I suspect all of this extra sand is partly coming from the stuff they've just added on the other side. I mean, this is crazy. Look at how we used to, I've mentioned this before, we used to be able to walk under this dock. Now, there's got to be 2-3 extra feet of sand over here. And I can also see some of those yellow barrel-looking buoys, which means there is a pipe pulled across there someplace out here in the middle. And the barge that we saw over here, as well as another barge over that way. And I mean, we are almost just about at high tide now. Another hour, maybe another 45 minutes. And even with high tide, I mean, good gravy. Okay, you guys, last summer, and we're talking in August when we attempted to do the reschedule on the Blue Moon, the second Come Shell With Me, we were in the water by those rocks with tide coming up. And I'm looking at least, I don't know, 3 extra feet of sand here. So yeah, the bottom part of Pass-A-Grille is growing, while some of the other sections on the Gulf side are getting carved. Oh, and there's a shell pile right here. Oh my gosh, look at all the stuff in the water. And not as harsh wave-wise over here, so not as chocolate milk. Now, I am in the water about mid-calf. The waves are hitting me about mid-thigh. Gotta be careful because I don't have my backpack. And my keys are on this bag, so I can't get too wet. But let's see what there is over here. Saw an olive a minute or so ago. See if I can find anything good. Yep, that tide's coming in all right. Wow, there is a lot in here, but stuff's moving pretty fast. Not too easy to grab it, especially if I can't get too wet. Yeah, standing at this point right here is where you get waves from like 3 different directions. Sort of all coming at. Oh, I see a fighting conch down there. I see a number of them actually. A number of the giant Atlantic cockles. Oh boy. Yeah, lots and lots to look at, but not very easy to do this at high tide for sure. There is a beautiful yellow-orange or fighting conch I want in here. And it keeps moving around. Stay still, please, for just a second. I really want to pick you up because you're so pretty. Alright,
Maybe from down here I can see it. There it is. Oh. Clear out, clear out. Oh, where'd he go? There's a really nice yellow one. And a big one too. And I know it's here. Ow! Jeez Louise! Broken one in front of me, but that's not the one I saw. Alright, maybe it moved this way a little. There it is! Uh-oh. Oh, it's right by my walker. Please still be there. Hey, there it is. Look at that yellow on there. And that vibrant orange on the inside. How awesome. Fortunately, my keychain fob got soaked, and it is an electronic one, so hopefully I can get back in the car. Ooh, lots of shells right here. It's got my whole foot full of them. Lots of shells rolling around in here. Tons. As usual. But as we get to the Gulf side, it gets a lot harder to see. So much extra sand here. Oh, hello, ibis. There's a torn up whelk, some beat up fighting cocks. This ibis is like right by me, man. He just doesn't care. Food must be good. Now we do have shells washing up on the beach again finally. And being that it's high tide, I'm sure there's more out here in the little shallow area. We call this the flats kind of right here. Because it's like the little flat spot over here. Lots of shells. Lots and lots. But can I see anything? Is the pipe breaking the waves at all? Ah, I see a little crab running through the water. That was cool. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Loads. But seeing it at high tide is the problem. Well, let's see. Pen shells. Big cockle. There's a nice yellow cockle there. Not a yellow kick today. Here's another one. Now look at the difference though. Both of them are beautiful. Alright, so the parts of the rocks that get all filled in with the shells at high tide are not accessible because of the fencing. What else do we have here? Let's take a look. A lot of smashed up commons. Oh boy, I'll be glad when this is done. It'll be lovely when Pass-A-Grille looks more like Pass-A-Grille again. Now that being said, I mean, I'm looking right here by this pipe, which is washing around. And there's all kinds of shells in here, right on the other side of it. So the shells are still getting here. It just happens to be that I'm here at high tide, and it's very, very difficult to see them. So our update is that the pipe has moved this way because the barges moved over there. And this is supposed to be done sometime in August. It's about halfway through July now. And with no apparent progress being made on the easements or moving ahead with the second phase of this project, looks like maybe toward the end of August we'll be done with this for a little while. Over here. Yeah, don't want to be messing around over here at direct high tide. Take you off your feet, drop you on a rock. Oh, speaking of rocks, though. Now you might not think of Pass-A-Grille as a place to come and see fossils when you're in Florida, but you absolutely can. What you are looking at is limestone rock with fossilized coral and all sorts of other shells and oysters and neat things in it. Not necessarily shells you can pull out of these rocks. They're in there like concrete, but they are there. There's a big clam in one of them. There's the backside of a scallop encased in that rock over there. So Pass-A-Grille is more of a modern shell hunter's playground. If you want to check around the rocks and find fossils that you can take pictures of and say you saw, you can do that here too. Yeah, I do think they are moving where they're pulling the sand from, because this tugboat here is pulling some of the pipe behind it. That means they're gonna hook it up over here, I do think. Look, a little paper fig. He's in pretty tough shape, but we haven't seen very many of these today, so that's kind of fun. And there's pen shells in here too. All kinds of little clams and arcs, little Venuses. And as always, loads of shells here at the bottom. And it looks like loads more beach to walk on and check out. Because all those shells are way out here. And this is high tide. I mean, for heaven's sake, high tide used to be underneath the blue sign closest to land. Really. Found a little operculum. Hello, operculum. Alrighty. Well, on that note, it's blisteringly hot down here. I've been here for quite a while, checking things out all over the place. So I think I'm going to call it a day. And once again, say thank you to Pass-A-Grille. So, Pass-A-Grille, looking good.
So, Pass-A-Grille as our Come Shell With Me location. I would like to point out just a couple of quick little facts. Number one, we are in the worst time of year for Florida shelling, right smack in the middle of July, before any hurricanes or any storms have come through. We're not getting the big storms like we were in the spring, so July is always usually a little slow. We are in the middle of the lunar cycle, with the full not occurring until like the morning of the 21st. So we're getting together on the 20th for the sunset, because it's as that full moon is going to happen. So we're right smack in the cruddiest summer months, in the worst time of full moon versus no moon cycle, and high tide. I mean, I couldn't have asked for worse conditions. And I still found stuff, and other people were finding stuff too. So that goes to kind of show you that even though it's summer shelling, even though there's not a lot going on necessarily, and even though the water level was high when I was there, you could still find stuff. I mean, gosh, people were out there snorkeling and finding all kinds of cool stuff. So when we're going is not going to be at high tide. We are going to be getting a negative low tide for sunset that evening. So it should be just the water's going to be on the way down through the afternoon. More and more things should start being exposed, visible in the water, and we will have a glorious sunset to look at as well. So I honestly cannot wait for Saturday the 20th. So come on down to Pass-A-Grille. We're going to start off at about 4:30, meet up at the Paradise Grille, and then you can shell as you wish in any direction once we get together first. I am going to show you a little bit about tools and stuff like that, show you how I do a few things. Then you can shell in whatever direction that you want to, and then we'll meet back up to be by Paradise Grille for the sunset so we can watch it from there and possibly get a bite to eat at either Paradise Grille or the Hurricane. Thanks so much for watching this little scouting information trip for the Paradise Grille, Pass-A-Grille. Come shell with me, number 3. Come shell paradise, I call it. Hopefully we'll see you out there next Saturday. And as always, if you want to have cool adventures, find cool stuff, and see cool places like this, then you know what you need to do. Get out there and go shelling!